Hi, I'm Zealand Turner. I'm the Director of School Communications here at the Pennsylvania Leadership Charter School. I'm sitting here with Liam McKelvey. We're talking about the United States Naval Academy, his passion for being a Sea Cadet, his career path moving forward with the Navy, how much he likes to swim. And this is Winging It.
Been at PALCS for, let's see, this is 7 years. I'm a senior, so 7 years.
Oh my gosh, first of all, congratulations, senior.
Thank you.
Are you so excited?
Well, I'm excited about graduating.
Okay.
And then I got into the Naval Academy, so I'll be going there.
Is there one Naval Academy or is there many?
There's one.
One Naval Academy.
One Naval Academy.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
So I'll be leaving in June. That's when it starts.
That's
like
so
your first,
soon.
I know.
What happened to summer?
Yeah, that doesn't exist when you go in the military.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my summer is going to be basically boot camp. They call it plebe summer. So your first year at the academy, you're called a plebe. And
is that an acronym?
No, it means it's Latin for plebeian, which is like the bottom barrel of society. So you're
theater. Roman theater, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll go with that.
That's just saying.
That's
just being agreeable.
That's a better way of saying it.
So boot camp. Where?
It's at the Naval Academy. So it's in Annapolis, Maryland.
Maryland.
Yes. You take your first 6 weeks. You do your boot camp, do your training. And then you go start the academic year in like 3 days after it ends. Or 4 days after. Right around.
So you start school literally during the summertime? In
August, right? Like when normal college goes back. So you go from June to August is your boot camp. Then August you go back for school, for college.
What's boot camp?
Boot camp's basically like your basic training. Like they're turning you in from a civilian into
a plebe.
A plebe, like more of like a sailor, professional. Like you're trying. So you go to the academy, you're going to become an officer in the Navy or the Marine Corps. So it's like your first step into becoming that. So 3 or 4 years, you hold various leadership positions, you do lots of training, and then you'll commission as an officer, and then go be in the actual Navy and the Marines.
Why the Navy?
So when I was 12, I joined the Sea Cadet program, which is the Navy's youth program, just as something to help me for my future. It's a really great extracurricular program.
Did you do it just for the extracurricular?
Well, so at first I was 12. I didn't really know a whole lot of what was going on. I didn't know like where it would take me.
So what's the 12-year-old incentive?
The 12-year-old incentive is like you get to wear, you get to wear a uniform, you get to do cool stuff. Like go, like the first training I did was a field operations training. So like we were holding like these, they're called rubber duckies. Like they're these blue, like
rubber duckies.
They're like no, not rubber duckies. No. They're like blue rifles.
Okay.
Like they're fake, obviously.
Like Nerf guns?
Similar, but it's like completely rubber. Okay. So it has some weight to it. And then like we do like that as a 12-year-old, like that's pretty cool. And you do training and we learned like different like land navigation and things like that. And then from there that progressed from doing for me like 10 to 12 trainings a year, going all over the country, doing stuff like sailing. Like I went out in Maine and went around sailing in the Gulf of Maine for a week, going to a Coast Guard station in Rhode Island for a week with active duty.
Do you have a family history
in
service?
My grandfather served. He served active duty for I think 5 or 6 years. Then he did a total of 43 years in the Navy through the reserves. He retired as a chief in the Navy, and he served during World War II and Korea, and then was with the reserve unit for the rest of his time.
Do you get any plebe cred for having a chief granddad?
It helps for the application. You don't get any credit for
a plebe is a plebe.
You don't get anything.
Okay.
No matter like my Sea Cadet experience, that doesn't matter. They don't want to hear about it. You're a plebe. You're at the bottom. So like you just have to be there. You just do what you're told.
Blank slate, no matter what.
You just do what you're told. You don't tell anybody about who you are because you're nobody once you get there.
Okay. And that's enticing to you?
Yeah. So the first year, like I understand, and I did the Naval Academy summer seminar, which is you go for a week between your junior and senior year during the summer. So it gives you like a real feel of what academy life is like. Some of the different classes that are offered, some of the different activities, sports, etc.
Do you have to train right now?
Yes.
Like get like physically fit, like make sure you're ready to rock.
Yes. So for the application, you have to pass what's called a candidate fitness assessment, which is a 1 mile run.
Okay. Is there a time on that?
Like you have to be fit. So like I think I ran mine in like a 6:40 mile or something like that. For me, like I want to be closer to 6 minutes because that's it. Like the higher the score, the better it helps. It's really competitive. They take about 11 to 12,000 applicants each year, and they only accept about 1,000. So it's very competitive, and they use stuff like the fitness test to weed some of those applicants out.
Did you practice to run fast?
Yes, a lot. During the spring, I would do the test, like the actual test. So real quick, I'll give you the test. The test was mile run. It's a basketball throw. It's the weirdest thing in the world. You have to go. You're on your knees. You have to take a basketball and like throw it take it behind your shoulder while you're on your knees and throw it as far as you can. It's like core and trunk rotation, I guess.
And hand, I don't even know.
I mean, I have big hands, so the grip wasn't too bad. Like you can kind of curl it in your wrist, so it's a little complicated.
All right, that's 2.
So that was a lot, like a lot of practice just for that, because that's one of the movements that like everybody struggles with because it's so weird.
It is weird. How
the average? Yeah. The average is like 70 feet.
Tell me what that means. Is that the length of a pool?
I have no idea. That'd be like 25 yards, like on a football field. So
sorta.
Yeah. So basketball throw, you do the mile run, and then you also have something called a shuttle run. So it's kind of like a suicide if you've heard of it before. It's like, so you run, I think it was 6.
It's like pyramid distance, right?
Yes, but it's actually just a set distance. I think it's 60 feet. Or like 30.
Just to be clear, he said the word suicide is a reference to an exercise drill.
Right.
Just to be super duper clear about that.
So you have to run up to a line, touch it, run back.
The line is on the ground.
Yes, the line's on the ground.
Clear.
Yes.
That's what makes it kind of hard.
So you run up to that distance, touch it, run back to your starting distance, touch it, run back, touch it, and then run back.
Yeah.
So
that's
testing your agility. That I'm not too good at. I'm kind of lanky. So
okay.
Not too great at that, but that I was pretty strong in my other movements, so that was fine.
1 mile run, basketball throw, shuttle run.
Right, and you end with a 1 mile run. So you start with the basketball throw, and then you move to pull-ups. So you have to do pull-ups.
How many?
See, they don't tell you how many that you have to do. You just have to have the best score you can. It's very...
Is there a set time?
They give you averages for like incoming classes or like past incoming classes. So like they'll give you like the average scores.
What's the pull-up average?
I believe like between 12 and 14. So when I did the test at summer seminar at the Naval Academy. They do it there for these people that go to it are like prospective cadets, like prospective applicants. So they do it there for you. So when I did it, and I've been training, and I did this test twice a day, like once in the morning, once in the afternoon, for like the 2 months leading up to when I had to go. So I did this a lot so I could get a really good score because I don't have a sport. So the academies really like their athletes. So what I did have going for me was Sea Cadets though, and some of the other stuff I've done here at PALCS. So I want to make sure that athletically I could show them that I was really good to go. So when you do pull-ups, it was like average is 12 to 14. When I did the test, I did 16.
Nice.
So
you can do more now, I bet.
Probably.
So you said you were doing it twice a day, the test twice a day to practice for about 2 months. I'm sorry, but if I started trying to do pull-ups in 2 months, I'd probably be able to do a whole one. Maybe.
No,
maybe.
So no, I think you gotta give yourself more credit. 2 months is a lot of time. Twice a day, 2 months. That's you can make some serious gains when it comes to some things like that.
I don't know. I don't know about the pull-ups. A lot of things. I could get faster running.
Right. Because running, you just gotta run.
You just gotta run.
Right.
Is that it? Are those the 4
No,
things?
no, there's more. So after you do the basketball throw, then you do the pull-ups, then you do the shuttle run. Then you do sit-ups. So you do that. You have 2 minutes to do as many as you can.
I was going to say, you could just be going forever.
Yeah, I think I did like 90 plus during the test, which is
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
And then as many push-ups as you can do in 2 minutes. So the max on that does have a max score. So the max on that is 75. The max for the pull-ups was 18. So I did 16 pull-ups. So then you do the push-ups, and then you do the mile run to end. So
How long?
how long does it take?
Yeah.
40 minutes. I think like 2 minutes for rest in between each event.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Where did you find that time to be practicing twice a day?
I just woke up early, made sure I was doing my schoolwork, and then we go to the track. You start as a seaman recruit, and then you go up to, we have different ranks you go up. And then when you're 12, you're actually in the middle school program called the Lead Cadet program. In order to promote, you have to do an advanced training. And so I really like doing the trainings. So I didn't have a sport. I kind of made Sea Cadets my sport.
Yeah.
So I think I've done 60 trainings, which is like the average that a cadet does is like 12, 10.
Hey,
So,
that's why you're a chief.
Oh no, I know chiefs that don't have as many trainings, but I think that, really like it's leadership experience. So being in the program for so long, like you just get the leadership experience, then you get promoted, and you have to pass coursework as well. We also do have a physical fitness test too that you have to pass to promote, which is a 1 mile run, push-ups and a plank. That's done twice a year.
How long's the plank?
They stop people at, I think, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So like that's a max time.
Do you do that?
Yes. Yeah. That's just like a mental grind. I think a lot of people can do that.
Totally, right?
It's literally just, you just have to sit there.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes really isn't that. It's not that long.
Mental grind. Do you feel like PALCS helped you pursue any of this?
Yes. Like I love PALCS. Like I love the school. School's been great for me. Like ever since like I switched from public school to being in the cyber environment, I loved it ever since. Like I was really enthusiastic to do school, which is like the first time ever in my life, and my grades were really good and everything. So I went all through middle school, all through high school, never even thought about going back to public school. Yeah, I mean, I made friends through PALCS, like doing different extracurricular activities like NHS. I've done mock trial too. Yeah. So, and then also I have Sea Cadet friends too.
Yeah.
So.
What are your career goals?
So go to the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
Graduate in 4 years, and
not
then
football.
No, I'm not playing football.
Nope.
You have to be really good to play on their football team.
Okay.
It's like everything's D1 there.
All right. So you want to be there for 4 years?
Go there for 4 years, and then I want to graduate. And what I want to do is I want to become a surface warfare officer. From my understanding, once you become fully qualified as a surface warfare officer, you will be the one giving the commands to the helmsman and lee helmsman for like what speed to drive the ship. And then also when you're doing training, like you do constant training for like wartime maneuvers. If you're with a aircraft carrier and you're like guarding one of the aircraft carriers, you're doing constant maneuvers. You'll also be running a department on a ship, so like the navigation department or the weapons department, stuff like that.
How do you know you want to spend a lot of your life on a ship?
So I went to Newport, Rhode Island in the summer of 2024 for what was called a surface warfare like orientation course.
Okay.
At Newport, that's where their school is for like the lieutenants. So after you do like your first couple ship tours, you'll go there to like fully become like qualified within your job basically. So there they have simulators and whatnot, and you have like a curriculum and instructors that teach them how to basically like maneuver a ship, like the commands, like the math behind some of it, engineering. Like
a big ship.
Yeah, so, well, depends on what your definition of big ship is. So like there's aircraft carriers, which are humongous, and then there's destroyers, which it's a big ship, but it's not like really that big.
So you couldn't land a plane on it.
No, you can land a helicopter on it.
Okay.
Basically, when you graduate, most likely like, I'll be on a destroyer. All basically, like the destroyers guard the aircraft carriers. So they do different missions like anti-submarine warfare, anti-aircraft warfare. They do a bunch of different things.
Did you have to go to all these places to do all these different trainings? You said that you were like going everywhere. Yeah. So none of it's online. It's all just like you go. Right.
During COVID, we had some virtual trainings during COVID. But then other than that, just been traveling to different places. Like for example, I went to Australia we have an international exchange program they have to apply for. So I went to Australia in September, from like September 25th to October 3rd. So there was 4 of us that went, and two officers. How it works is when we got to Australia, we're hosted by the Australian Navy Cadets, their Sea Cadet program. So we spent the first few days in Sydney touring the different like military bases that they have there, well, the Navy bases that they have there. So I got some good pictures like on this one at HMAS. And then we got to go on a Australian supply ship, on an Australian Navy ship called the Supply. Very, very creative. Then we went to their Australian National Cadet Camp, we went for like 3 or 4 days. What we did as a group was phenomenal. Like one of the best trips I've ever taken in my life.
So let's see. Yes. You attended a naval celebration.
Yes.
What's that?
So that was actually in October during the Columbus Day weekend. Okay. So the Navy had their 250th anniversary celebration. So Sea Cadets, we had, I think, like 180, 200 some cadets. And we had the opportunity to be in the big parade in Philadelphia. Cool. So we were doing lots of color. Basically what it was just a bunch of color guards. So we had like a formation of 30 cadets with all the state flags. Yeah. And we had a formation of 40 cadets or 50 cadets with all the American flags. Yeah. Okay. You had like, let's say like a group of Sea Cadets, and then behind you was like some high school marching band, and then a group behind them was like a group of veterans or whatnot. So they had us all throughout the parade. Yeah. And like we had to coordinate our marching. Like for me, so I was the battalion chief, so I was in charge of all the cadets, and I had other...
Throwing the word chief around a lot.
That's what it's called.
I'm into it. Let's go.
So before the training, like we had to like decipher how the maps worked, which we talked to the parade coordinators, and then we went there, like we told each group, each company that we had, like that was doing each thing, like, hey, here's how the parade route works. Here's where you're gonna line up once we get there. It was definitely like it's a huge project because we were doing the training at Fort Dix, New Jersey. So then we had to bus everybody into Philadelphia. Big deal for Sea Cadets because we got a lot of attention like on the air, like on the news, because ABC was broadcasting it. I think like Disney Plus was broadcasting it. Okay. So
I feel like I've been hearing a lot of hurry up and wait, like between that.
Yes, okay. Especially as a leader, like in doing like a leader with like a more military focused, military centered program like the Sea Cadets. I've been leading since I was 14, so like the last 4 years. Like there's lots of things where you just have to be patient and wait for the adult officers to give you the orders. And like I think what happened is like the Sea Cadet program, what I've done in school, my other extracurricular activities, like the community service that I've done, it's all made me like who I am today. It's like when I was younger and I was in leadership roles, I would stress out over things, and then like I want to be a good leader because I'd be like so frantic. Mm-hmm. So I've learned to just not be so stressed out and worried, or if you are stressed out, just to manage it well.
Do you feel like you're hanging out in your thoughts a lot, or are you scrolling, or are you being very social, especially the lead up to the parade? You're with a group of people, you're moving with a group of people.
So that's the other thing, like Sea Cadets is a very social program. Like if you want to succeed, and even like in the military, like you have to be social because you have people above you they have to communicate with, you have people below you, have people at your same level. My uncle said to me, there's no army of one. Yeah. So like you have to really get used to working with the team and being social, interacting with people. You have to literally communicate with everybody because people have questions like, what are we doing? What are we doing now? When are we going? Like you just learn how to handle it.
You keep saying chief.
Yes.
But are there types of chiefs?
No. So like the rank is chief petty officer, right? Okay. And then you'll have like a company chief. So that's called your billet. Like that's like what you're put into, like the position you hold. So like a company chief is just in charge of a company of cadets. It could be, at least for our program, sometimes like the definitions aren't as accurately aligned with what like the military actually has. So a company chief could mean like anywhere between, I would say 30 to 50 cadets. And then a battalion chief, you're over many companies. So as the battalion chief, for the 2 trainings I did this summer in Buffalo, and then for the parade, you're communicating a lot with the commanding officer as a battalion chief. So you're making sure like the plan of the day is getting carried out and whatnot. And then for the parade, for example, like beforehand, like me and like 4 other chiefs that I had with me as well, we went through and made a slideshow for each company. So like they knew like what they're doing, what they're carrying, the parade route, like how the formations would be lined up. So like ahead of time, like I watched a video from the parade coordinators about how the map worked and whatnot. You're communicating a lot between like the officers and the cadets. You could be teaching classes too. So for some of the trainings, like I'll teach classes to the cadets, making sure people are accountable. Yeah.
You just have been training.
Yes.
For like a decade. I
told you, like this. I've made this my life. Like this is the thing I'm most passionate about.
For like junior level, you're like tippity top, got your khakis and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you actually graduate and go to college, it's like starting right back over
right
again.
Right at the bottom.
Dude.
But it's good. It's a fresh start. Like you're with a lot of like-minded people. A lot of like the people that get into it, they're usually pretty successful. So you're literally all at the same level. And then 3 or 4 years, similar thing. Like you start off as a 4th class cadet as in your first year, then you end as a 1st class cadet. It's your 4th year. You hold different leadership positions. You go do different trainings during the summer. So it's I kind of understand what I'm getting into because of what I've done the last 6 years, which is good.
Have you connected with any other classmates at PALCS who are kind of on this career path?
Yes. So I know Robbie Green, he went to USP. Mr. Stiles got me in contact with him. He's actually at West Point now. There was someone last year that I knew in NHS. She was applying for the Coast Guard Academy. So I've met a few people here at PALCS that have been interested in like the service academies.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You like sailing better than swimming?
No, I mean they're kind of different. It's kind of a different thing. I like swimming though. I like sailing.
You like the water?
I do like the water.
What's your favorite birthday cake?
Favorite birthday cake? I just like plain chocolate.
Does your dad make it?
No.
Milk chocolate?
No, like chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And then like vanilla frosting.
Vanilla frosting?
Or like buttercream, whatever. I don't know.
Not chocolate?
No.
I feel like if you're just gonna go chocolate cake, you might as well just like go chocolate.
I'm not a big icing person. I'd rather just eat the cake.
The cake.
Right.
Cheesecake?
I like cheesecake, yeah.
Is cheesecake a pie?
No. Oh. I don't know. It's one of those things like, is a hot dog a sandwich? I don't like debating those things.
But it's so close to key lime pie, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of key lime pie though, so.
Or cheesecake.
No, I do like cheesecake. Just not. I'm not like a lime guy, so.
Okay. All right. Do you do chunks or chips?
Chips.
Yeah. Okay. Milk.
Or like.
Or semi-sweet.
Semi-sweet.
Why?
Milk. I mean, when my dad went to the store the other day, he got milk chocolate morsels, so I'll probably make some with some of that.
What are you doing?
But I like semi-sweet. It's like milk chocolate can be kind of too sweet sometimes. So.
Are you an omelet guy?
Not really.
All right.
I mean, I'll eat one, but I like sandwiches. I'm a big sandwich guy, so like breakfast sandwiches, definitely my role.
What kind of bread?
Anything a little bit more gourmet. Sourdough, ciabatta.
Ooh, okay.
Like good bread. I like good bread.
Like a sourdough grilled cheese.
Yes.
Totally. All right, cool.
Who's gonna say no to that?
I don't know. My children?
Really?
Yeah. If there was like an apocalypse kind of situation, maybe zombies, I don't know. Do you feel like you would have really good survival skills?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can't say.
All right.
I got 10 years of training on you, so.
Well,
I feel like he's
6
being
years. 6 years.
really modest right now.
I don't know. I think I like my chances. I probably just barricaded my house.
Okay, that sounds tactical, right? I'd be running around outside.
Where the zombies are.
Where the zombies are. Trying to play football. All right, what would you say to a student interested in maritime training or military discipline?
Join Sea Cadets, 100%.
Yeah.
Join Sea Cadets. And even if, for example, like maritime training, like even if you just want to go like the Merchant Marines and the just civilian like merchant fleet that the United States has, like they need a lot of people. And it pays well too. And we do trainings. We have different training programs in Sea Cadets for that. Like we have training up in Connecticut with General Dynamic. They make submarines and different things. So like if you're interested in anything maritime, Coast Guard, Navy, like if you want to go on a ship for a week, like I went on the USS Baton for Navy's Fleet Week for 5 days, which is a big LHD. It's an amphibious ship, so like they hold Marine aircraft, some Navy aircraft as well. So like if you were interested in any of that, or interested in going to the like a military academy like the Naval Academy, join Sea Cadets because it'll help you, gives you leadership. It also will give you the ability to understand what you kind of sort of are getting into. Like it's not the same thing as being in the military for sure, because at the end of the day it's a youth program, but you'll understand more than someone who didn't do it if you go into the military.